I feel over that last not saying nothing.
Hello, and welcome to our first session of Live Well. My name is Dondra Renee, and I am the owner of DR Consulting and Events. And so, one of the things that I've been speaking on my website and on my YouTube channel is ways that we can live well. Live Well focuses on mental, spiritual, financial health, and also physical health. So each Sunday, I'm going to be posting a session, and I'll have a special guest, and where I'll be talking about different things of how we can live well. And so today, we're going to talk about mental health. I have Teressa Edmond here as my special guest. She resides in Houston, Texas, with her husband and her two beautiful little boys. And so welcome, Teressa. So, Teressa, we've been talking a lot just offline about mental health and what it means to be mentally healthy. So, can you tell us from your perspective, what does it mean to be mentally healthy?
I believe being mentally healthy is just like with everything else, it's just about taking care of yourself. Just like you want to be physically fit, it's just about taking care of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, situations. So I just believe it's mainly about taking care of that aspect because you can take care of the outside, but it's also about taking care of the inside of you. Because I think a lot of things affect us mentally that we don't realize or take care of. And that's why so many people are in repeated cycles, or like a lot of people like to use the term generational curses because no one has changed the mental aspect of what's going on.
Wow, that's a good point that you brought up. So, what is something that you do to stay mentally healthy?
I took control of me being mentally healthy by starting to go to therapy. Therapy has been very beneficial for me because I'm able to express myself and you're able to talk to someone who is unbiased and who has, that type of background in dealing and uncovering certain things that you may not know. So it's been very helpful for me as far as getting to a better place and understanding things that have happened and understanding why I handle situations a certain way or why I just understanding myself, honestly. It's helped me understand who I am, helped me understand relationships that I have and what I need to do to, walk differently in my life and change the direction I'm going in.
Is therapy, is it something that was like common in your family or something you heard about a lot growing up?
No, it was
So,
not common at all. It's not something that I do that is supported so much from family. It's a lot of people have the idea that if you're going to therapy that you know you're something wrong with you or that you're crazy or we don't do that. But
wow.
so it's not always been some people because I've talked about it openly. So some people are just kind of like looking at you like, oh, you don't have no reason to go do that. But that's why I always say it's like it's a mental, emotional, spiritual thing. So it's not really to like. I wish we could get rid of that. People looking down on people or talking about people because they go to therapy because they're actually healing. That's just like somebody going to the gym to get in shape. They're getting their mind in shape, getting their life in shape. So it's even within family, like you mentioned about family, it's not been taken as like a positive thing. It's
Right.
more of a like, oh well, I've had people say like, oh crazy, like, oh, what's wrong with you?
So
It's sad, but it happens.
even with having like that negative effect or people, your family looking at it like it's a negative thing, has that hindered you in a way of going to therapy, or did it push you more into going to therapy?
It didn't hinder me because I like the way I felt. I like the way I feel each time I leave therapy. I love my therapist. I love the whole experience. I love how I feel. So if that is crazy to you, then it's just crazy to you because I have to live for me. I have to live for my kids. I have to live, in my household with my husband and our relationship. And it's certain things that I don't want to carry with me. It's certain things that I don't want to bring, certain situations I don't want to put my kids in because I feel like, oh, I'm going to avoid getting better because me being broken is more comfortable for my family and my friends and whoever else want me to be that way. No. So you meet new people, I meet people who are, uplifting therapy or have been to therapy or, so I'm not, it didn't discourage me because I was loving. I'm still loving. I still go. And I love talking to my therapist. I love the way it has helped and transformed relationships, transformed me, my way of thinking. So I don't think no one can discourage me about therapy. Like I would suggest it to any and everyone.
Right. So you mentioned that it changed the way you deal with relationships, even the way that you are with your kids. And so how has the just mental health altogether and attending therapy, how has it changed who you are as a mother?
As a mom, it's helped me be more patient and more like understanding because a lot of with me going to therapy, a lot of things that we've discussed and a lot of things that we've related situations now to and how I've handled things, it goes back to my childhood. So I am like very focused and very determined to like pay attention even more to my children to make sure that their childhood and who they are right now is guarded and who they are right now is protected and not having them in adult situations or having them wondering, where their next meal is coming from or anything, any situation. So I focus on them so much more now because I know that these are like crucial years. And I always say like people overlook children. Oh, that's just a child. And hey, like situations I have them in right now is gonna dictate who they are as adults. So
Right.
that's what it's done for me as that's what therapy has helped me with and has done for me as a mother because I pay attention to them so much. I talk to them about how they feel, about any little thing, moving, even when me and my husband, like we sit them down and we'll talk to, well, my 10-year-old, this is my 3-year-old right now. He's 3, he's a toddler. But
Right.
we'll talk to him about, how he feels or what he was thinking if something happened or just every situation we're open. He'll come and talk as soon as I pick him up from school. He starts talking to me. He tells me what happened, how was his day, if he had a mistake. We talk about how correct it. It's very open. We all talk to each other. I value how he feels. We address it. I don't ignore them at all. And we just talk to them about life and about love. We show them so much love and attention and affection because all that goes hand in hand as far as for them for when they are older, like I said, just so much of what I'm going through now, what I've been through being directed back to things that happened when I was their age, you realize how important these years are for who they will be as adults.
So going back to, you said that it kind of changed how you parent in a way that you pay more attention to your kids, kind of like you're
Mm-hmm.
using the tools that you're learning in therapy to help you to teach those to your children.
Yes,
And so
yes.
some people, they'll think like, oh, therapy is a negative thing, or like you said, people call you crazy, or this is not what we
Mm-hmm.
do in our family. What about people that feel like I can't afford therapy or it's too expensive? What advice could you give to finding a therapist and it just being affordable?
I agree with them because that was my first thing when I wanted to do it and I got on Google and I'm searching and it's like $130 for a session and I'm just like, nah, so I did put it off for a long time because I just figured I couldn't afford it. I couldn't do it, oh, I'm just going to pray or talk in my car. But you know, like, I'm not like putting that down, because whatever works for you, I always say it works for you. But I just felt like I needed something more. Like, I felt like I was still bottling the feelings and emotions up, and I would feel like it's just too much on the inside, but on the outside I would be smiling, but on the inside I'm breaking down. So I just felt like I needed more, and I knew I wanted to do therapy, but I didn't know how. So what I would suggest is the route that I took was going through my job, EAP, Employee Assistance Program. And I went that route. Usually almost every job offers it. It's free. It comes with just you being an employee. And I went that route, and I think it gave me, they asked me some questions. They connect me with a therapist. And like the first 6 sessions are usually free. And like I said, this is a free service for your job. It's usually like a number you just call. And you can probably find out from your HR or your benefits department. And I went that route. And as far as like finding somebody, the first therapist they put me with, I really didn't feel a connection. I really didn't feel like I was getting anywhere. So they will tell you when you call, like, if you want to change, you know, call. Everybody knows themselves. Like, I feel more comfortable talking to a woman, or I feel more comfortable as a man. You may want to talk to another man, or someone that looks like you. So you do have all this bucket you can go through of therapists, and like, I want this, I want that. And so the lady I go to now, I love it. It's been wonderful. So, you know, you just take your time. After the 6 free ones, some people will work something out with you. If you can't afford it, you know, maybe don't go every week, go once a month. And even just if you have to go once a month, you know, you just lay it out when you go, and you be as honest. Of course, you utilize your time because you're paying for it. But there are a lot of programs out there that can help with that. And like I said, starting with my job was the easiest way for me, but just try, you know, just do it. Go through your job, go through there's some programs in the city that can help, even if you start over the phone, just whatever you can do just to better yourself. Like I said, you even can go once a month. Just try to start once a month. And if, you know, your situation changes, you go every 2 weeks. But I just feel like starting a finding place, because if you want to, you can make the excuse about the cost, but
yeah,
you got to take care of yourself.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you for taking time today to talk
Thank you for having me
about our mental health and the things that we can do. You guys can like this page, share this with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers. Leave a comment. Teressa, definitely answer your questions or any questions you have as far as the route that you need to take for going to therapy or finding a therapist.
Don't be afraid to start.
Don't be afraid to start. So that's your takeaway. Don't be afraid to start. If you feel like I need this, don't be afraid to start. Find the route that works for you. And let's continue to live well and work on our mental health. See you guys next week.